I am the founder of Anonymous. My name is Jeremy Martin. Some of you know me by the username Terran. Others know me as the one behind the Manhattans, the multicoloured men in suits with ID cards and a message. Most of you know, at the very least, that there is a controversial man claiming to be the founder of Anonymous. I am he. And I have a message I want you to hear.
Found her. When did this happen?
My revelation was always intended about 10 to 15 years after I sent my original followers on a mission of their own. While many see Anonymous today as a big mess that no one knows how to fix, I see things very differently. Everything that has happened with and under the identity of Anonymous was planned. When the first generation of my followers worked together to finally track me down, they approached me with plans of their own. They wanted to make a symbol, a mantra, and then they wanted to take it to 4chan. I resisted for some time, but eventually conceded, knowing that some of them would have eventually done it on their own anyway. I was against 4chan most of all. In order to go that path, I had to change a lot of things and do more work. And everything that had happened as I intended it. When I sent the first generation out on their mission, the purpose of that mission was to rise up the good in the world and prepare it for the formation of an even greater army in a war to end all wars. A war between good and evil. In order for the world to truly see the choices ahead, where the paths lead and choose a side, both good and evil needed to be grown to maturity. And that was what their mission was about. Growing both good and evil to maturity, so that they would flower and reveal their true colours for everyone to see. The original plan was to first grow good, set it in place, and then grow evil under controlled conditions. But since they insisted on choosing this path, I had to grow both good and evil side by side, and keep things from getting out of hand. For most people, when they see Anonymous, the first thing they see is that there are two diametrically opposite versions of Anonymous, the good and the bad. Everyone acknowledges that freedom of speech is at the foundation of Anonymous. And yet, degenerates will go around DDoS attacking people to censor them, in the name of that which is supposed to represent freedom of speech. It isn't difficult to see that the evil version of Anonymous is a decoy. In most places you search on the internet, you will only hear about the fake decoy version of Anonymous, while the real Anonymous went on to do what it did, and only the worthy would discover it. Anonymous was like the ultimate cicada. Only the worthy would find it. The idea went like this. By going public on 4chan, it's like laying a grate of metal on the ground in a field. That grate is the foundation of the public image of Anonymous. I laid the grate down on top of what was already growing in the field. I put some dirt over the top and planted a few more seeds, and then I watered it over time. The flowers and the weeds would grow. The older ones would grow through the grate, while the others would grow on top. The weeds grow fast, but their roots are shallow. The flowers may grow slow, but their roots go deep. Even the flowers grown on top, their roots would grow beneath the grate. Once the flowers and the weeds had grown to bloom, it was time to pull up the grate. With all their shallow roots, the weeds on top and those caught in the grate from underneath are pulled out with the grate. The 4chan corrupted version of Anonymous. And all that remains are the flowers who found their way in the deep soil. As a founder of Anonymous, only I can uproot that grate by revealing the true foundation underneath, from before 4chan. The true Anonymous as the ultimate force of good in this world with the ultimate plan. Many things have happened since my planned revelation as the founder of Anonymous. I was kidnapped, imprisoned for a year and extensively tortured without charge or trial, and a completely clean criminal record to this day. Many other things have happened too. I welcome you, as I welcomed everyone when I reached out publicly to the followers of Anonymous in the Manhattan campaign. I had a simple request. Stop attacking the innocent and vulnerable, and listen to my story. I don't think that's very much to ask. My story goes for 11 hours, and it can be found by doing a YouTube search of Jeremy Martin, the greatest story ever told. The secret mission and scale of Anonymous are revealed within. After you listen to my story, unless there is reason otherwise, I am available as much as possible to engage anyone with questions. I have a deep rabbit hole of information to offer with piles of evidence. But inviting you to watch my life story as a founder of Anonymous is not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is about a world tour I will be doing. As I uproot the evil, corrupted, fake version of Anonymous, I will be hunting down every cyber terrorist in the world and dealing with them personally. I will do my best to reason with them and end their evil ways, but I can't save them all, and I cannot allow them to hurt a single innocent I have the power to save. They must be taken out, one way or the other. The governments of the world are either part of the problem or only make it worse due to negligence and incompetence. And of those who are not, their hands are tied due to no one enforcing international law. The world needs a battering ram, a civilian battering ram, and so I rise to the challenge. I do what must be done. I will take the fire and the bullets, but I need your help behind the scenes. You have something to lose. I don't. I was genetically built for war. Look it up. My cells regenerate at least 10 times as fast, and I have cell immortality. The more damage I receive, the faster I heal. I can heal forever, so long as my DNA itself isn't damaged too much. I'm cursed to die in war. My very name, Jeremy Martin, means risen by God for war. I'm not preparing to sacrifice my life, because I already have, for the good that is left in this world, and because it's worth fighting for. There is nothing left in this world for me. I do it for you and your children, and an old promise to your ancestors. I have the genes and the technology to take out an entire army, and if I must, I will. I built an armoured suit with technology that can disable anyone who looks at it. They thought it was fake, but on the same day I did a video explaining it, Russia came out revealing their own barely functional variant of it in armoured shields, as well as installing it on 2 of their warships. This technology renders conventional warfare useless. Welcome to the new arms race of defensive weapons and no casualties. I will be coming for every cyber terrorist who goes around threatening to hack the innocent and vulnerable. Their only hope is to turn themselves in before I do my world tour and get to them first. Because when I do, they will be given a lesson on livestream that will never be forgot. I do it because I must. Not out of vengeance, but to protect the innocent and vulnerable, and preserve evolution and civilization. This world is out of time. The line of minimum standard morality to maintain civilization must be redrawn with zero tolerance and defended at all costs. The price of a future is eternal vigilance defending that line. The government won't do it. They have no more a clue what to do than you, because they are you, the blind leading the blind. Understand the consequences of letting the line be moved. A villain will stab you in the back, then say, "I'm sorry," or "It was an accident," or "I had a bad childhood," or "I'm poor," or "I'm a woman," or "I have a disease," or "I have a drug problem," or "I'm just a kid," or some other excuse to always avoid owning their shit. So you walk away and turn your back, thinking that, okay, they've learned their lesson, they're not going to do it again. We'll just let them get away with it. They come at you again with a knife pointed in the air. You turn around and ask them what they're doing. They say, "I'm not doing anything." You turn back around and back again, and they're even closer with a knife pointed in the air. Again, they deny doing anything. You turn back around, and a short time later, they stab you in the back again. You turn around. "I'm sorry, it was an accident. Someone made me do it." Same old never-ending excuses to weasel out of accountability. So you walk away, turn around, and there they are doing it all over again. I mean, at this time, anything but accountability. If you suspect them, they might even call you a racist, a sexist, anything phobic, hate speech. Realize what's going on. When someone does the crime, or even threatens it, you must have zero tolerance. Imagine a world where everyone in a shopping mall has an empty gun pointed at everyone else, saying they're going to rape you, and every time the police come, "I was only trolling." This is what Antifa terrorists do. 99 of them won't have a knife, but one will, and they all know it, and they're all behind it. They all surround their vulnerable target, bravely outnumbering them, and threaten to stab him in the back. He eventually calls the police. They come, search them, find nothing, and they just let it continue because, after all, it was just an empty threat, right? Just a joke? 5 minutes later, the one who does have a knife stabs him in the back and quickly walks behind the crowd. When everyone threatens to kill each other or worse, how are you supposed to know when they really mean it? The answer is simple. If you so much as threaten to do it, your victim has the right and responsibility to kill you. If you try to weasel out of it, you should suffer twice as much. This is what they used to do in the olden days. This is why they used to hang your corpse out in the town square as a reminder to all the other wolves hiding among the sheep, or the psychopaths hiding among the population who are going to do evil. It is a warning to them. Your only hope is to turn yourself in, compensate your victims with interest, guarantee that it can never happen again, and dedicate the rest of your life to stopping that kind of thing. That's how you defend the line. Zero tolerance. You don't go on a plane, shout "bomb," and then say, "I was only joking," to avoid prison. You don't drive an innocent, vulnerable child to suicide over the internet by telling lies to all their friends and holding their loved ones hostage with threats of slitting their throat in their sleep, and then say, "I didn't mean it, I was just trolling," after they suicide. And you don't do that and then say it's okay because they didn't really go through with suicide yet, as justification to somehow make it acceptable. The fact that scum do this over the internet like cowards only makes it worse. I've got more respect for ISIS. What you do on the internet is no different than in person. You do the deed, you own your shit whether you like it or not. Trying to weasel out of it only makes it worse. Hiding behind the internet to fuck with people is as weak, cowardly, and pathetic as it can possibly get. No one is safe on the internet, and cyber terrorists are going to learn that the hard way. This toxic, evil culture of glorifying computer hacking is going to die by my hand, one terrorist at a time. And every other cyber terrorist is going to see what is going to happen to them as I live stream each one. And I am protected under international law to do so. And if you want to call my bluff, try it and see what happens. The only thing their government can do is to get to them before I do. I don't know exactly when I will be doing my world tour, but I will be doing it once I gain enough support from around the world. And believe me, I'm getting a lot of support. A lot of people are scared, but I do have a lot of support, and some people in fact want to build their own armoured suits and join me. I need you to be my eyes, ears and safe houses. Best that I be the world's battering ram alone, as a one-man army, so that no innocents get hurt in the process. But if you want to join me, I won't stop you. This toxic culture of hacking and internet threats will die, one terrorist at a time, until international law is in place. Hacking threats are terrorism. When you threaten to hack someone, you are claiming to abuse vulnerabilities with extreme powers to do extreme harm. Hacking threats are worse than a thug who mugs you at gunpoint. When a thug does that, he's only putting your life in danger. He isn't hurting your legacy. Your legacy is more important than your life. You use up your life building a legacy. Your legacy is your link in the chain of heritage. People go to war and die for legacy and heritage because it's far more important than their own life. So when you threaten to hack someone, you are threatening their legacy, which is worse than threatening their life. They, or their representative, have the right and responsibility to end your life and legacy. The line of moral standards has fallen so far that it doesn't even exist anymore. The LGBT cult is teaching homosexual pedophilia to kindergarten children in government programs. Muslims are installing Sharia law and their child marriage in the West, the last bastion of good in the world. Governments have already been taken over by the corruption from the outside. Since when did immigrants get the right to vote? Giving them a vote means your country has already been taken over. Once upon a time, only those who were intelligent and contributed in a meaningful way were given the right to vote. By importing low IQ immigrant votes, corruption has entrenched itself into all governments and now it's completely broken. Let's not mention the genocide of a certain race involved here. What do you expect? Government is supposed to be a babysitter of the citizenry, but now the baby is 35 years old and he's still shitting in a nappy and throwing a tantrum in the shopping mall. If you want to do something about government and civilian corruption, step up and start governing yourself like a big boy. The only hope for this world is not for the citizens to destroy what is left of their governments, but to preserve and restore the rule of law as a bodyguard of the citizens. Start governing themselves and proving to the government that their excessive rules aren't necessary. Then once you sort your own shit out, and you deal with civilian evils and corruption first, are you ready to deal with government corruption? And if you have proven yourself ready to govern yourself, they won't have a choice but to step back and let you take up as much responsibility as you can safely handle. When I do my world tour, let it be known that I don't judge people according to my own standards. I judge people by their own standards. Their own rules in the same way they judge others. I judge them with their very own judgment. Some will be justified, and I will defend them. Others will be condemned by their own hypocrisy. Many of your friends will be revealed as enemies. Many of your enemies will be revealed as friends. And never forget, no one is safe in anonymity over the internet. Not from me. I can find any and every cyber terrorist anywhere in the world, and in many cases it will be those closest to you who give me the information I need. My computer skills back in the day may be legendary, but I'm not a hacker. Why would I need to hack doors I already have the keys to? Or where I can simply walk through them? We are anonymous, but we are not always anonymous. They are anonymous, but they are not always anonymous. Learn the true anonymous, and abandon the decoy. The decoy was a fishnet to gather up those who were not worthy to find the cicada. They were to be gathered up for my revelation, where I would uproot the decoy anonymous and give them a choice. Join the true anonymous, or I will personally throw you into the fire. I will give them every chance I can, even if they don't deserve it. But should the innocent and vulnerable be put in harm's way, they always come first, and I must remove the threat. The fires of hell will not stop me. I am that which came out of the fires of hell. I am a whirlwind of what's left that cannot be burned, and fire only makes me stronger. For the innocent and vulnerable, for evolution, for the destiny of humanity, for the end game. This is a suicide mission for me. Always has been. Listen to my story while there's still a chance. Engage me for more. I know how to save this world, and I can prove it in debate. I leave you now with examples of what I put up with every day. Watch the following screenshots and videos and ask yourself if this is acceptable. Ask yourself what the price is for not upholding minimum standards and letting the line in the sand drift. Someone has to stand up and put an end to this evil. Help me stop it. The diseased rot of civilization on a global level is coming out of the internet, and the world is getting gangrene. Anonymous is supposed to be the guardians of internet morality. Help me enforce it behind the scenes. Help me police the citizenry first. Then we can deal with government corruption next. If you don't, it's already too late, and this world is already done for.
Look at me. You still have your youth. Don't waste it. You can start over. From here on, this is my fight. We tore the world apart. Made your life a living hell. It's my duty to put an end to all of this.
King's world. We are anonymous. Brothers and sisters, we all need to be alert and vigilant as an imposter is attacking all trolls and hackers claiming he founded Anonymous, disregarding 4chan, and attacking the creed on a daily basis. His name is Jeremy Martin. He has threatened nearly every person in the collective. He is going around saying he will smash everyone's balls. This guy needs to be watched, and doxxed to protect the public. He thinks he is a god, and tries brainwashing the community with his 11-hour story of how he founded Anon before 4chan. He claims 4chan is scum and evil, and all hackers are terrorists. Are we going to put up with this, brothers and sisters? He has threatened old and new of our community, and woman and child. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.
Bro, we live the life that you wish and you dream of. When you go to the bed, dude, we do what you dream of. Everything that you see, that you read,
You are completely.
we did it.
You are
We
completely.
run the gamut. I will outshine, wreck the shit out of you on everything.
Then you said, I
Yo,
don't have a phone.
I had to make you bigger. Fuck yeah! Dude, every malware that you probably heard of? Yeah, dude. You have no fucking idea. We run this game.
You go around on Discord servers
Well-
talking yourself up as being some
You're
god
gonna see
hacker.
when we're gonna
You've
drop
got
all your
nothing
shit,
to show
bro.
for it. You've got nothing to show for it. All you do is go around talking shit.
Yet, you're just a fucking bitch that don't even know.
Show me proof that you have ever made the world a better place or helped anyone in your entire life.
Oh, I
Show me
make
that,
a
you,
world
show
a
me that
better
your
place
life has value.
by putting people that lie like you, that use corny ass punchline that try to make themselves look better. Right now, all you do is you're trying to find the correct sentence to make you look good. But in reality, you don't have anything to prove to anybody. All you're trying to do is like drag the attention somewhere else so you can dodge. That's all you do. Then, 30 minutes later, you're gonna start saying, I did dodge you. Like you did this morning. And you think I'm gonna dodge someone, bro?
I
You
have
have no
offered,
fucking
I have
idea.
offered an
Connect
information
and
channel.
stop being a bitch. Prove,
When you
prove
enter
that
this
you're
server,
Anna.
when you enter this
Prove
server,
that
you
you're
have
Anna.
available to
Connect.
you.
No, shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck. I'm gonna pay your plane right now, and you come right in my face. We're gonna record that. I
I'm
pay
in
your
your
plane
face.
right now.
No, I'm in
You
your
come to
face.
Montreal.
Okay.
You dodging that too? You dodge a server? You dodge a connection to a server? You dodge a file? What the fuck, man? Are you a man? What
You're
the
in
fuck?
my server,
You
talking
dodge
shit to me
everything.
and talking over me, and you say that
Talk
I'm in
shit.
your face.
Cause you're a fucking shit. Oh, do you want me to talk to someone that smell worse than when I have the fucking diarrhea? What the fuck? Dude, I wonder if you ever get your dick sucked.
When you enter this server, you see an
Dude,
information
I
channel.
seen your fucking face.
In
I
the
seen your
information
fucking face.
channel, there is
maybe,
an
maybe
11
I can get one of my bitch. You
In the,
hope you
ele-
lie.
in the
I
information
got a couple
channel,
bitch, man.
in the information channel, there is an 11-hour movie and an HTML file that I
Yo,
explain.
you know why I came? Because you were impersonating
Stop
me.
speaking over
Someone
me and
sent
let me
the
speak.
fucking picture.
In the information channel, of this server, there's only 3 channels. It's not easy to. It's not
I don't read
easy
the
to miss.
fucking information
There's
channel.
information.
I don't give a fuck about the information of a fucking fake ass server.
There is information
I'm gonna waste my
on.
time?
There is information on why this server exists, and a request I ask of everyone who joins this server
So,
to listen to an 11-hour story
So
and
I
go
just
through
finished
thousands and go through
I get
thousands of
set up
hours
with DNS flux.
and go through
Are you
thousands of
connecting
hours
to the fucking server, or
and
you're
go-
just talking like a fucking bitch?
and go through thousands
Because
of
all you
hours
do
of
right now is talking like a fucking bitch, bro. Even my bitch.
And go through
Better
thousands.
than you, like I can slap the bitch out if she pisses me off. But right now, you hide and you do nothing. All you do is talk about the police. You're the worst bitch that I ever met.
And go through thousands of
real.
hours of evidence provided.
Oh, shut up avec your fucking corny ass line that lead to nowhere, that just trying to bring yourself up with some stupid ass shit. Bring
I'm trying to
something
bring myself
interesting,
up, am I?
constructive that will lead somewhere.
You came into my server, and you instantly, without any interaction with anyone, you just started talking shit. You started
Yeah,
threatening to
your
hack
server
everybody.
is
You
my
started talking
internet.
yourself up like you're some hacker god. You made all these empty threats, and I called you on your shit, and you freaked out.
Empty threats?
And then you called
Okay,
for backup.
wait.
You lost.
Hey,
you got
guys,
your ass handed
let's
to you.
all
You
scroll
got your
up.
ass handed to
Let's
you, and
all
you got
scroll
nothing to
up
show
the
for it.
beginning of the day.
You got
Let's
nothing
see
to
who's
show
gonna
for
be
it.
first.
You've got nothing to show for it.
Except the history of the chat that talk for themselves.
You've got nothing to show
That
for
first
all
you
your
were
empty
denying
threats.
to be a feds. First you were denying to be one until I fucking got the proof that you fucking snitched when you got arrested because you were crying in the fucking room. You think that's not writing? Dude. And your schizophrenia at the hospital, you think we ain't able to get that?
You're just jumping from one incoherent lie to another.
No. I'm
You can't
just
back up a single thing you
leaking
said
some
in your side.
information before the leak. You're gonna see.
I'm gonna see what?
All
What are
your
you
shit
gonna
will be ours.
do? Sorry, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Wait, I'm answering someone more important than you.
Oh, yeah,
now.
conveniently. You make all these threats and I
Yeah,
ask you what you can do.
Ace
and you
is
have to
looking
suddenly
for
go.
you.
Well, funny, because you have to answer someone yet you're still talking.
Yo,
What are you gonna
you're
do? What are you
English,
gonna do?
and right now you're the one.
What are you
not
gonna do to me?
pronouncing
What are you gonna
words
do to me,
correctly.
little one? What are you gonna do to me, little one? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, you're gonna see, bro.
I'm gonna see, am I? All over the place. You can't
If you
make any
beat me, I
sense.
give you my BMW. Oh yeah, and by the way, I didn't mute you because the chat was mute because personally, I think you just say nonsense.
You can't mute me from other people
Even
here.
Ilsec.
You
Even
can't mute-
Ilsec was making more sense. At least, like, when we did the arc with Ilsec, he made me laugh.
You can't
But
mute me
you-
from other people here.
You're just retard, bro.
You can't stop me from speaking here.
Oh,
If you think you can,
can't
then
stop
go ahead
me
and
from-
try.
You're not even. Oh, stop trying to take a fucking accent.
You want to go make
Because
threats? Back it up.
as soon you get out this accent. Oh yeah, and by the way, I didn't mute you. I know how to speak English. I can speak French. I can speak Creole. Or what up, Suka? But nothing constructive except for a phony ass line that lead to nowhere because you ain't gonna do shit. You ain't
If I'm
gonna
a
learn.
phony,
But nothing constructive.
back up your claim with an argument, a premise,
Dude,
and
I think if
evidence.
you the email, I'm gonna buy the ticket. Stop changing your subject.
You call me a
Bro.
phony, back up your claim with an argument, a premise, and evidence. Don't start making violent threats and
You
hacking
did it
threats.
yourself, bro.
Don't start making violent
The
threats,
whole time
violent
you
threats
did
and
it
hacking
yourself.
threats. Back up your claim. I'm not intimidated by your pathetic shit in the
Okay,
slightest.
how do you do an
Back up
SQL
your
injection?
claim. Back up your
Okay, how
claim.
do you do an SQL injection?
You call me. You're gonna. Okay, you're threatening me with an SQL injection,
Okay,
are
you
you?
don't know how to SQL.
Go ahead, try
How do you do XSS? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's right. You know sweet fuck all, bro. All you do is pretending, making up your life. One minute
Where is this magical
got
hack you're
kidnapped by the
threatening me?
FBI.
I still haven't been hacked.
Oh wait.
I still haven't been hacked, have I?
But nothing constructive except for a phony ass line that lead to nowhere because you ain't gonna do shit. You ain't
If I'm
gonna
a
learn.
phony,
Do you know how much time it takes to track Ash with salting? Shut the fuck up, bro!
own your shit. You make the accusation, you back it up.
You got 5 minutes to connect on the server right now.
You make the
You're gonna
threats,
chop-
you own the
chop
consequences.
You're gonna chop that pussy, whoa! Cause he can't do shit. That's the truth. Even, dude, every subject I can outshine you.
Are you guys hackers?
I've never called myself a hacker. It doesn't mean I don't know
Yes,
how
you
to
did.
hack.
Twice, 5 times today.
Well, prove
I
it
got
then.
picture
Prove
of
it.
that.
Come on.
I'm doing the same shit as you.
You came to this
I'm
server.
fucking dodging every
You came
question
to this
because
server
you do it.
talking shit. You came
Ask
to the
me-
server, and the
ask
first
me
thing you
a
did,
technical
the
question.
first thing you did was you went around making hacking threats against everybody, and you
No,
got
only
humiliated and put in your place by me, and you brought in support
Then I
to
wonder
come
why
with you.
all your
You brought in
users
your
on
thug
my
buddies.
Discord-
I humiliated the whole lot of you. You got so butthurt over it. You've been spending a whole day talking shit in my
What
server.
you talking about?
You can't back
Hey,
up a
dude,
single
dude.
thing you say. You go around
you-
making hacking
are you
threats, and
doing
I've been
drugs?
documenting. I've been telling you I've been documenting you doing this. I warned you that if you make any kind of threat against me and my property, I have the legal
Call
right.
the police,
I have the legal
because
right
we
to hunt you
act
down
you.
and end your life.
We will hack
You make a threat against
We
me,
will
it is
hack
no
you. Call
different.
the police
It
right
is no
now.
different.
You're a fucking snitch.
It is
and
no
you
different
tried
than if you
when
pull
got
a.
arrest.
It is no different
You
than if you
tried
pull a
like
gun on
me
me
when
and
you
try to
got
mug me.
arrest.
I have the right
You
to
ain't
defend
about
myself.
alive. I'm gonna
Back.
make you look so bad. I'm gonna
Back.
make you look so bad. I'm gonna
Back.
make you look so bad. Because right now you're just making a fool of yourself. Because you
I
can't
think
even
you're
answer
making a big
trivial
fool of
question
yourself, buddy.
one. Because right now you're just making a fool of yourself. Because right now you're just making a fool of yourself. Because right now you're just making a fool of yourself. I'm gonna
Back.
make you look so bad.
So what do you think happened after I made this video? The attacks only got worse. And they tried to hack all my email and social media accounts. It was reported to so-called authorities. Ignored. Records of my very complaints. Deleted. The terrorists continue their crimes even more than before, with no concern for being caught by their governments. They mock all governments. They even taunt their governments by posting their imminent crimes on official government Twitter accounts before they do it. And they laugh as absolutely nothing happens. Except for regular violent rage that only happen to their intended victims after false reports, and often result in their victims being shot or violently assaulted while their homes are vandalized and destroyed by so-called police. This video itself was also taken down by YouTube, because apparently making threats is fine, but the victim isn't allowed to upload screenshots of it. Their threats remain on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and Discord, but anything I say in response, even in so much as showing screenshots of it, only I get censored and banned in the name of inappropriate content that is apparently okay to say firsthand, but not okay for the victim to upload and share it as evidence in self-defense. I even get banned for saying nothing, as I've been banned for a year and a half, for 99% of the time for the past year and a half on Facebook. Banned for saying nothing. Or for simply receiving terrorist threats. Yes, I get banned from Facebook for receiving terrorist threats. While the terrorists get away with it. Mock their victims openly, and laugh while they tell you their plans to have the victim rated on a false report, which they go through with, and their victims do get rated over false reports over and over, while turning a blind eye to the real crime in broad daylight, every step of the way. Google, Facebook, Twitter, Discord, all of these companies and more are conspiring to protect terrorists and prevent their victims from fighting back or even defending themselves. There is an obscene amount of evidence of this, and at this point in time, I think everyone knows that. On the rare occasion they do respond, as it was last year with the FBI for example, their response was not to capture the identified and proven terrorists, but to delete my social media accounts, delete the evidence, let the terrorists continue in broad daylight and prevent the victims from fighting back. All the while posting messages on their official Twitter accounts, priding themselves on how they are at the cutting edge and winning the cyber war. And so I must do what I must do, because no one else can and no one else will. But I need you to feed me information, to be my eyes, my ears, and safe houses. The only reason I don't leave the country right now is because I need more people behind the scenes helping me. If you don't help me, I can't do this, and it's all over, and you will get no pity from me.